Number 1, a square room with side lengths x is going to be expanded by 5 feet on each side. What is the equation of the area of the new room? Okay, what do you think would be helpful to do on this one? Draw a square. Good, Chase. Thank you. So let's draw a square. Says we have a square room, so it'd be helpful to draw a square. What does it tell me about that square? Before that, what does it tell me about the square? Side length is just x, so that's an x. What else do you know about a square? 4 equal sides, so this one must be, and this one is x and x. Okay? All right, so they're all x. That's what you need to do first. That's important to do it in the right order. Okay, now what does it tell me next? Expanded by 5 feet on each side. All right, so how do I expand something by 5? I add 5 to each side. I add 5 to each side. All right. All right. Finally, what does the actual question ask for? Of the area. It wants the area. The area of a square is the same thing as the area of a rectangle. What do we have on our foldable for the area of a rectangle? What do we have for the area? Length times width. So x plus 5 times x plus 5. X plus 5 times x plus 5. All right, Hallie, what would I do first? I would lobster claw that. So, Jack, what do you get when you do x times x? X squared. Good. Zach, x times 5. Faith, what about on the bottom when I do the bottom lobster claw? Good. Positive 5x and positive 25. Stephen, which two things get put together down here? Good. 5x and 5x, which gives you 10x because you're adding it now. You're adding it together. Brandon, A, B, C, or D? A. Any questions about number 1? Okay. Number 2. The length of a rectangular area rug in a room is 5 feet longer than the width W. The owner wants to get a new room that is 2 feet longer on each side. What is the equation of the new rug? Shakira, what would be helpful to do first? Good. Draw a rectangle this time. We have a rectangular rug. Okay. What is the first thing it tells us about the rectangular rug? Very good. It's 5 feet longer than it is wide. And that's why it's a rectangle, right? A rectangle has to be longer than it is wide. Okay? What do you want to label the width? What do you want to label that? What letter? W? Okay, so we'll put a W for the width. That's the width of the rectangle. Now, this right here is not W. It's W. Look, it's 5 feet longer. How do you make something longer? You plus it. You add it. So this is going to be W plus 5. You got to take whatever that is and add 5 to it to make it longer. Okay. All right, you could also put W here and W plus 5 there if you wanted, but it's not absolutely necessary. Okay, so that's the first thing it tells you. So you got to do it in the right order. Order is important on these. Now, what does the owner want to do? He wants to get a new rug. That's what? On each side, every side is going to be 2 feet longer. How do I make it 2 feet longer? I add 2 here, I add 2 there, I add 2 there, and I add 2 here. All right, please make your life easier. Please make your life easier. What is W plus 5 plus 2? How could I write that a lot easier? W plus 7. And I'm going to cross that out. And I'm also going to make this one W plus 7. Cross that out. Make your life easier whenever possible, please. Okay. I need to fix this question. I left out a word when I was typing it. What is the equation? It should say of the area of the new rug. So sorry about that. It should have area in the question. All right, how do I find the area of a rectangle? Now this is where your picture will be really helpful. What do I write for the length? What's the length? W plus 7. And what is the width? Good. W plus 2. All right, Chase, what do you do next? All right, so how do I do that? Lobster claw. All right, so W times W, Chase is? Madison, what do you do next? Which is? Elijah, what next? And Stephen A., what do you do last? Just 9, because do these have W's with them? No, so just 9, okay? All right, Riley M., what do you do last? Good. So that gives me W squared plus 9W plus 9. Samaria, is that A, B, C, or D? Thank you. I just got excited. I wasn't paying attention. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You might have a question on this one, now that it's right. All right, number 3. The length of a rectangular garden is 3 times the width, which is W. Farmer Robbins will increase both the length and the width this year by 5 feet. What is the new equation for the area of his garden? All right, LeVar, what should I do first? Good, draw a rectangle. Jeremy, what's the first piece of information it tells you about the rectangle? What about before that? What does it tell you before that? Very good. That's what it tells you first. The length, I can cross that out because that's not important right now. The length is 3 times the width. Hallie, how would I write this on my picture? How would you do 3 times the width? 3W. Does that go on the length side or the width side? The length side. So 3W, 3 times the width. Be careful on this one. I see a couple people wrote W plus 3. Those of you working ahead, I don't mind you working ahead at all, but you need to check back in every now and then, make sure you're on the right track. 3 times is 3W. Faith, what else do I need to go ahead and put on my picture? Before that, what's missing from my picture? The W right here. Good, for the width. Okay? All right, Zach, what does it tell me next? Okay, so how do I put that on my picture? What do I put? Very good. Plus 5 on both of them. All right, Brandon, do I need to add this 3 and 5 together? No. Good. Okay. Chase, what's the key word in the question? Good. Area. Elijah, how do you find the area? So what do I need to write down? Okay, doesn't matter which one goes in what parenthesis, that doesn't matter. All right, and LeVar, what would I do next? Uh-huh. All right, Shakir, help me lobster clot. Okay. All right, Madison. Which gives you? Mm-hmm. Jeremy, is it going to be A, B, C, or D? Good. Any questions on that one? All right, number 4. A rectangular garden measured 4 feet wide and 6 feet long. Each dimension is increased by x feet. Which equation represents the new area A of the garden? Stephen R., what should I do first? Draw what? What kind of garden is it? So I got to draw a rectangle. Stephen A., what's the first thing it tells me about the rectangle? Okay, so 4 feet wide, so the 4 would go there, and the 6 would go there. 6 feet long. Samaria, what does it tell me next? How do you increase by x? You plus x. Very good. You plus x. And it said each dimension, so that means each side. Dimension just means the side. Okay? Jack, what's the key word? How do you find the area? You multiply. Good. All right, Riley, help me multiply those. Okay. All right, and Chase, help me with one more step. Now, I'm confused. There's not a single answer choice that has that written exactly how I have it. What am I going to do? What? Would it be D or would it not be D? It would be D. Why? Because it's the same. Does order matter? No. Order doesn't matter on your final answer. Okay? All right. Good job. Well, I guess I should circle it. Give us some closure. All right, number 5, the length of a rectangular garden is 4 more than the width. If the area is 60, find the width. All right, this one looks a little different. All right, what can we do first? Draw a rectangle. Thank you. Draw a rectangle. All right, tell me about my rectangle. Good. How do I put that on my picture, the 4 more than the width? All right, W plus 4. And that's actually describing the length. So this is the length. So W plus 4. And what do I put on this side? W. Okay. Is everyone okay with that first step? Okay, because this is the length. 4 more than the width. All right, keyword, area. What is that going to mean I'm going to have to do? Multiply W times W plus 4. Okay, I'm going to have to multiply them. What about this little booger? Is 60. Very good. Equals 60. Is means equals. That's from a long time ago. Is means equals. Okay, you know exactly how to do this problem. It's just been a while. What do I do right here? How do I multiply that? What do I do first? W times W, thank you. W squared. And W times 4 is 4W. All right, again, you know how to do this problem. Very good. The 60 has to move. The 60 has to move, and it becomes what? Minus. Why does it become minus? Because it crosses the line. So we got W squared plus 4x minus 60. Okay, think, think, think. Get your brains back. Somebody other than Chase. Faith. Yeah! I like it, I like it. Kick out the negative 60y, guys. It's got 3 parts. Whew, 60, that's a big number. What times what gives me 60? Negative 60. Negative 10 and 6. What happens when you add negative 10 and positive 6? Negative 4. What do I want? Positive 4. So what should it be? Yeah, good. That would give me positive 4. All right, let me draw a name out. How about Stephen A? Now that I got this, what can I do over here? And I'm going to actually stick with W's. It really doesn't matter. But what does W stand for? The width. So I'm just going to stick with W's just so I can explain it just a little better at the end. Okay. This is an actual, they want to know. Let me scroll back up. What are they actually asking for? Find the width. Well, we haven't done that yet. All we've done is put it in factored form. How do we actually find what W equals? Set it equal to, so W would equal what here? And W would equal what there? Which one's more realistic to be a width of something? Positive. Okay. You would never go buy a new TV and say, I want a negative 42-inch TV. You would never say that, right? Positive, okay? Positive value. So W is 6. Okay, number 6. The rectangle below has an area of 63 square feet. What is the width of the rectangle to the nearest foot? Okay, Madison, give me something to circle. All right, so they want to know what is the width. That'll be important at the end. Remember, if I underline it, you should underline it. Samaria, what else is important? Very good. An area of 63. An area of 63. Jack, what do you think we're going to do first on this one? Good. What does area mean to do? But I'm asking Jack. Ah, I like that word. Thank you. So x plus 5 and x plus 3 is what I'm multiplying. X plus 5 and x plus 3. Shakira, help me multiply that. All right, Riley M, something else to help me out? Gives you what? All right, Faith, how do we proceed from here? What's something else in the problem that we're going to need to do? All right, before that, what did I circle up there that I haven't used? Of is just the past, or not the past tense, but one of the tenses of is, so equals 63. That's what everybody always misses on this problem on the test. They kick out the 15 and the 63 got lost. Okay, so the 63 is important. Don't forget about it. equals 63. Okay, Brandon, what do you think I'm going to do next? Uh-huh. And then what? Move the 63. What happens when I move the 63? What does it become? Negative 63. Woo, doggy. All right, let me do a chart. Positive 15, negative 63. Anybody remember what you do next? Move the 15. Oh, gosh, I got to borrow. 13 minus 5 is 8. So I get 48, and it is negative. Okay, so I got x squared plus 8x minus 48. All right, so that's what I got to work. That's what I got to work. Okay, Elijah, what do you think I'm going to do from there? What? I got how many parts? Uh-huh. Kick out the negative 48. Okay. LeVar, what's something that multiplies to give me 48? Negative 48. Okay, so one of them has to be negative. Negative 6 and 8. That adds to give me 2. Zach, another combination that multiplies to give you 48? 12 and negative 4. Doesn't like me at all. All right, positive 8, so that one will work. Okay, Jeremy, help me put it in parentheses. I got positive 12 and negative 4. How do I write that in parentheses? Very good. I got to set them equal to 0, so Stephen R., I would get x to be what? Negative 12, and negative 4 becomes positive 4. They become opposite. Okay? All right, which one is more realistic? The 4? Oh, and we are not done yet. We're almost done. We're so close. We're really close. We're really close. Okay, what did the question ask for? What's the width? Okay? Go back to the picture. Go back to the picture. What did the picture have for the width? X plus 3 is the width. X plus 3. What's x? X is 4. That's what we just did. All that work to find x was 4. And it says, what is the width? So I have to do 4 plus, which is 7. 7 is the answer. Okay? Good? Good? All right, 2 more. We got this. The rectangle below has an area of 30 square feet. What is the length of the rectangle? Hallie, help me start it. Good. Why am I multiplying those? Because it says area. That's why I'm multiplying those. Jack, help me with the next step. Okay. Hallie, the next step. Okay. All right, Elijah, the next step. Very good. Thank you, Elijah. Wonderful. Equals 30. At the very beginning, it said the area was 30. That 30 has to come into play. Got to come into play. Samaria, what would you do next? Very good. Bless you. All right, Chase, what's that going to give us? All right, LeVar, what would you do next? Riley M, something that multiplies to give you negative 40. One of them needs to be, which one? Negative 5. That would give us positive 3. Okay. Shakira, from there. Good. All right, Stephen A., you're next. Zach? Good. You're going to pick x equals 5. Good. Okay, so this one asks for the length, and the length is x plus 5. Well, x is 5. What's 5 plus 5? 10. Okay, last one. The length of a rectangle is 2 times its width. The area of the rectangle is 72 square inches. What is the length of the rectangle? Faith. Draw a rectangle. Stephen R., what does it say about the length of the rectangle? Madison, how do you do 2 times its width? 2W. Okay. Brandon, what else do I need to put on my picture? Very good. A W right here. Jeremy, how do I do the area? Good. Length times width. So I got to multiply these. 2W times W. All right, be really careful on this one. Are there any pluses or minuses right here? So there's not going to be any pluses or minuses in the next step. What's 2W times W? 2W squared. That's it. That's all. That's it. Okay? 2W squared. Samaria, one more thing. Very good. Equals 72. Equals 72. All right, Jack, any idea what we're going to do from there? Yes, before the greatest common factor, though, let's do something just to make our lives, let's do it the exact same way we've always done it. Anybody know what we should do before greatest common factor? Move the 72, okay? You don't have to do it right then, but it'll make more sense based on how we've done all the other problems, okay? All right, Brandon, what is the greatest common factor on this one? Yes, you do. What goes into 2 and 72? 2. All right, so we got W squared minus, I get to do long division, my favorite. What's 2 into 7? 2 times 3? Subtract those. That gives me 1. Drop down my 2. So you get 36 there. All right, anybody, W squared minus 36. It splits. Good, Shakira. Good, it splits. How many parts does that one have? 2, so it splits. Faith, how does it split? Hands. Jeremy, what do you get when you set these equal to 0? W would be what? -6, and over here it would be +6. We want the positive one. And LeVar, what's the question asking? So I always go back to my picture. What does it have on the length? 2W, and W is 6. So 2 parentheses 6. 12. Any questions? All right. Oh, yeah.